South African citizenship mean anything today? So maybe as of late you've seen on the news, maybe on social media, South Africans removing foreign citizens from public health facilities, like clinics and sometimes even hospitals. As a result, in doing so, what they do is that they demand identification to prove that these people are either South African or foreign. Once finding out that they are foreigners, they are forced to leave and go to other health facilities instead. It's extremely triggering. So as a result, I will be presenting both sides to this conversation. This channel is called The Other Side for a reason. On the one hand, are these organizations and individuals who remove foreign nationals from public health facilities hateful, xenophobic people who are basically taking the law onto their own hands and basically undermining the law and also undermining the responsibility that a state has in trying to rectify the situation? On the one hand, maybe in favor of removing foreigners from these hospitals, is it a situation where the government and NGOs and bodies alike have begun to prioritize foreign interests, have begun to increasingly ignore everyday South Africans, and also have focused on more so protecting the human rights of everybody else but South Africa? But at the same time, at the heart of it, wherever you land in this conversation, we're all just trying to find a resolution to lack of access to healthcare and many other services. And many people are just trying their best to find solutions. And wherever you land, let's have a discussion. It's called The Other Side for a reason. Earlier this year, a South African citizen was in Zimbabwe, Bulawayo. When he was there, he suddenly fell ill and he needed urgent care. He was not able to receive urgent care while he was in Zimbabwe. However, Limpopo Premier Popi Ramathuba actually sent a helicopter to go and retrieve this man and bring him back to South Africa for him to be able to receive the necessary urgent care that he needs and deserves. This situation earlier this year raised many questions for South Africans, such as if you were in another country within Africa, maybe even in the USA, maybe even in Australia, would you be able to have access to immediate care and access to assistance in the same way that assistance is offered to citizens, foreign citizens here in South Africa? Very interesting things that came up. Let me know what your thoughts are. South Africa has 64 million people, right? That's a lot of people with different needs. So with populations, people need adequate policing, adequate healthcare, adequate education, certainty, and governance structures like courts and everything. But these things aren't free. They really require a lot of money and resources. And this becomes increasingly challenging, especially when you consider how 32% of South Africans are unemployed. And you begin to see the constraints that government has and also as society that we have in terms of fulfilling these responsibilities like policing, education, and health. It becomes tougher when you also consider how from this population that is working, only 2.6% of South Africans pay taxes from their paycheck.